These are the Skunk2 lowering springs that I'm putting on a 2013 Civic Si. If you look closely, you can see they're all labeled as well. This is the front right, rear right, front left, and also rear left. Next, you're going to go ahead and remove this little clip. I rented this spring compressor tool from AutoZone. What you're going to want to do is get these on both sides. You want to get them snug. I'll just turn them up and I'll show you. I get them snug, that way I still have pressure. The spring's still applying pressure to this nut on top, which I'm going to use an electric impact gun to get that nut off. And I never really tighten these up, tighten these up completely. Just enough to hold it so it didn't shoot the top hat off of the spring. Make sure you use all the hardware that was on the original spring. The little rubber piece on the bottom here. Same with the dust cover for the actual strut itself. When putting it back on, you can see the little rubber isolator actually slides into this little piece right here, so that you know you got it on correctly. Top piece as well, it slides through there just to the end of this dust cover. When putting the top hat back on, you'll see there's a little arrow actually on the top hat. I didn't show you before I took it apart, but this arrow actually points straight down towards the body of the shock where you bolted up to the actual knuckle. So it's going to need to go in that direction again, otherwise it won't bolt up correctly on top of the shock tower. I was reading online about getting the nut back on top of the strut. It's hard to get a wrench in there or even a socket because of the way the top hat's designed. I saw people using a box end wrench. I didn't have one, didn't want to go to the store. What I did, I put an Allen wrench in there that was a little larger and it seems to hold it in place while I actually crank the piston itself. Let me see if I can hold this down and pull up this. Hopefully you can see that where the piston is coming up and the nut is locked in place. Make sure the orientation of your top hat hasn't changed as well. And you'll get to a spot where you can no longer go any longer. I'm staying a little bit tighter. There. I think that's good enough. You can see it's If you look at the stock height was as well, it's almost exactly the same. And that's pretty much it. Installation is the reversal of removing it. Really easy to put it back together. I think the hardest part of doing the front of the suspension was getting this little rear nut on the top. I just used a little 14 millimeter I mean, that actually has a little bend in it. It seemed to give me enough room just to get in there, and minimal turning, but got the job done. One part that was kind of tricky was getting the sway bar end link back on. I just used a jack, put it under the whole control arm underneath, lift it up. Eventually you can get it to a point where it'll just pop right in. There you go. And that's actually good enough. Put your nut on and tighten it up. If you have problems with it spinning, just get an Allen wrench out, throw it in there. You can actually get this with a little small wrench as well, and the Allen wrench if you need to. I didn't have any problems with both sides, just using a regular ratchet and socket. The rear is a lot easier than doing the front. Since the spring sits independently away from the actual strut, there's really only two, one's a nut and one's a bolt. Two things you need to loosen up. First one we're going to loosen up, it's this bolt right here on the bottom of the strut. We'll get that one off first. The next nut I removed, I think I said the bottom one earlier. What I meant was this top one for the end link. Get this off so we can drop the lower control arm and the whole trailing arm just a little bit more so we can get the spring out. What I had to do, lift the trailing arm and the lower control arm with the jack. That way it gave me enough room to actually slide out the end link. It was kind of a pain in the butt. And after you do that, you pretty much have enough room. Let me set this down here. To get the spring out. A little bit of muscle, which is what I wasn't using at first. But that one's out, and we're gonna get the other one put in right now. Make sure you reuse the rubber isolator. Put that on top of the new Skunk2 spring, and of course when you're installing them, always make sure you're putting the right one on. This is the right rear, and that's pretty much it. What I also did, lube this up right here, the rubber. Makes it easy to slide this one on when you're getting it back in. As you can see, once I just lift it a little bit, it'll slide right up, right around it. That's exactly why I lubed it up. That one's on. Go ahead and bolt up your strut, bolt up your end link, and the rear's finished. Very, very easy compared to the front.